We're Bison! We are impacted! We're Bison! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power and make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to episode 100 of Impacted. I'm your host Bison, and today I am joined live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch by the Joker, and of course the man simply known as Steve. Hey fellas, how you doing? Great to see you, and here we are. We made it to 100 episodes. How cool is that?
We got there.
We got there. I have not slept at all night. I'm a bit of stayed up and watched Impact. We watched Impact and this week's digital media match. That Vettel finished at midnight. I've not slept at all. I'm so buzzed about the race. It was impossible to get to sleep. So I'm absolutely shattered. But I'm staying up for all this regardless.
Hell yeah, baby. So what about yourself, Steve?
Yeah, like Joe said, you know, it's been one of those where you've been waiting for it, and now it's here. It's like, well, let's go for it, enjoy it. You know, it only comes around once in 100 times.
It's been a bangorama.
It certainly has. It's been 100 episodes of Bangoramas. Listen, guys, you know, I think it's absolutely an amazing achievement that we've made it here. I mean, if you think about it, it's taken 2 years to get here of live shows. It's been, you know, just under 300 hours of content that we put together in that 2 years. That's a hell of a lot of content over that time. Some shows have been an hour and a half. Some shows have been 3 hours. You know, we just some have gone off the rails. You know, it's just absolutely amazing, really.
And that's only what you see.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Guys, you couldn't believe the backstage drama, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much backstage drama. It's unbelievable. In reality, guys, none of
you guys swing.
We hate each other. We you know, we just can't stand each other. We fight. You know, it's just unbelievable. But anyway, I just want to say a quick hello to everyone. I think we've got James Bryant in the house, Zach's in the house, Gary Rossity's in the house. I think we've got, did I see we have Violet in the house as well? I think Mir joined us. I think Mir was one of the first, so it's great to have you on the show, buddy. Thank you. Donald Hill was one of the first as well. Bonus, baby. So yeah, great to see you guys.
Gary.
Remember, guys,
Gary just popped in.
There's Gary. Great to see Gary Rossetti as well, which is fantastic. Now, guys, listen. I think you're right, Zach. I think it's it's certainly if you think about it, it's sort of kind of 100 days, I guess, to a degree. But yeah, 2 years, definitely longer than Trent's marriage, I should imagine. But guys, you know, it's been a fantastic ride. We've had some fun, some serious laughs along the way. We've had some great guests. I mean, talking about guests, actually, some of them have been sending us in some messages. Have we got any there?
We do have a few coming, yes. Shall we start off with one of our, I think he was an early guest, wasn't he? And former Impact talent, actually. Someone who we all liked as part of the once learning tree, Mr.
Exactly.
I am the Croc Rocker, Nickelback Popper, curls for all the girls in the entire world, the Perminator, Sam Beal. And I am here to congratulate Impacted on their 100th episode covering Impact Wrestling. And for me and probably everybody else, we want to thank you for what you guys do. And here is to 100 more, baby.
What a lovely message. Fantastic. The Terminator.
Awesome.
The Terminator.
Terminator.
Absolutely fantastic. Baby.
Yeah,
So
and I think
fantastic.
I think we all miss him, Violet.
Yeah,
we do. We do. I think absolutely superb, Sam, and I don't think it's the last we've seen of him on Impact. I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure we'll see more. You know, I mean, the thing is with this though, is you just never know, and that's the beauty of Impact Wrestling, because at the end of the day, you just never know who might turn up on any given set of tapings. And I know lots of people moan about stuff like that because it should be signed this, sign that, sign the other. But one of the beauties about Impact is exactly that, is that sometimes anyone can just turn up at any time. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does keep things fresh, and it keeps you guessing. It can keep you a little confused as to when they put wrestlers on the roster as to, okay, are they being used or are they not? You know, who's doing what? But it does keep things fresh when you see like talents like what we've seen recently come in and feel like they rejuvenate things. So it is nice, and a lot of the times we see talent leave on good terms, which always leaves the door open again.
Yes, and I think that's exactly how it should be. I don't understand when people sort of kind of get all funny about stuff. I mean, it's silly, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
You know, thank you, Keanu. Yeah, thank you for that.
You.
It's,
Thank
you know,
you.
it's everyone, you know, just, I'll tell you what, actually, I'll tell you what, this is something I want you guys to do. I just noticed Dead Punk Gage in the house as well. So it's great to see you join us today, mate. Now, you know, over the past 100 episodes, we've had, it's got to be at least, I would say, 50 guests, maybe, over that time. You know, of different calibers, whether they be UK wrestlers or they be former Impact wrestlers or current Impact Wrestling roster members, or, you know, whoever it may be. We've also had like spouses of world champions,
Yes.
like Jade Chung. She came on the show, which was wonderful. So we've had loads and loads of guests over it. Just let us know who was your favourite and why. Let us know, you know, what if you can remember any really, you know, fun moments, and you know, let us know. Just leave us a little message in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know some of the things that you enjoy about the show and why you like watching. Because let's face it, some of you guys are here every week, so I think some of you have probably watched every single episode. And if that's the case, then you let us know what your favourite bits are, because I think it's, you know, I love hearing these these kind of things, because it helps spur us on. As we always say, the show is as good as its audience at the end of the day. So, you know, let us know, guys. Let us know what you think. And, you know, I'm really proud of what we've achieved. I think it's pretty amazing. Great to see Mark is in the chat as well. Nice to see you, Uncle Mark. And
Thanks a lot,
so
Mark.
much for your congrats. We appreciate it, definitely. But, guys, now, no special guests at the moment. So we can we should actually start talking a bit of Impact Wrestling news, rumours, and Impact recap. What do you think?
Yeah, let's go for it.
And I'll tell you what,
what,
while we're going through, like I said, if anyone wants to put up their thoughts or want to give us some insight into some of the things you've really enjoyed, we can also talk about that along the way. So, guys, you know, give us some stuff. Type away. This is for you guys.
Get busy on that keyboard.
Get busy. Let's see what you've got. There you go. See, Gary's already stated Jade Chung was one of his favourite guests, so we appreciate that. We got
fighting through technical difficulties. That was awesome. That was
definitely. And at the time, he was only sound as well, wasn't it? And do you know what?
Yes.
We only actually booked him on the show for 20 minutes, right? And he was on for an hour and 10.
Yes.
That was fantastic. He's like the
brilliant.
second longest guest we had. Jay Chung was with us for the full hour and a half, nearly 2 hours. And I think Alexa Nicole was on there for over an hour as well. And then Crazy Steve was on there for over an hour. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And like I said, you know, he was only supposed to be giving us sort of 15, 20 minutes, but to end up end up with about an hour more was pretty awesome. And he had some great stories as well, didn't he?
Fantastic, yes. Yeah.
We had some great insight into Decay, which some of the things we didn't know, which was great. And I did though. He from his perspective, how much input. I knew he was very creative, but I didn't know how much input he had into the Decay faction when it first sort of kind of started. So there's some really interesting stuff that came out of that. Thank you, Slypoke. Appreciate it. I hope you got my message that I sent you on Twitter earlier. You know what I'm talking about, brother. So only 2 matches set for Victory Road, though. We've got Barbed Wire Massacre. We've got the Knockouts Pick Your Poison match, where Masha Sandwich picking Jordan Grace's partner. We still don't know who that's going to be. I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow night. And I'm assuming that we're going to get Jordan Grace picking her poison for a match with Masha on the same night. What are your thoughts on Victory Road, which is only now just over a week away, lads? What are your thoughts? I'm going to go with Steve first.
In all honesty, it kind of feels like they've forgotten about Victory Road. We're kind of, like to be 2 impacts away from Victory Road and only have two matches announced. Yeah, you feel like they want to have, and I couldn't even pick what matches really you could have, that you could have a guess, but there's no clear direction in any of the matches really. So you would like to have had more announcement by now. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of skipping Impact Plus events when you've got pay-per-views coming up, but this really feels like a position where Impact were at a point where they were like, we've given ourselves too much to do here.
Okay, you think? Okay. I mean, from what I've heard, I believe there's going to be some stuff set up tomorrow night. And
fingers crossed.
I believe there's also going to be a few surprises at Victory Road, so maybe they're holding back on a few.
I can imagine it being a big event and a lot happening, which will lead towards Bound for Glory. But if I didn't have Impact Plus so far, I wouldn't be looking to pay for it.
No, I get that, definitely. What about you, Joe? What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, the Barbed Wire Massacre alone sells it for me. But
to see Barbed Wire Massacre return, that if I didn't have my Impact Plus subscription fixed, I would have gone pre-ordered it and fight straight away just for that match alone. I agree with Steve. I think that the build's been a bit sparse, and I also think the Bhupinder Gujjar match should have been put onto there as well, but that a match with Brian Myers. I think that would have been a great way to kick off the entire event. So I'm a bit disappointed that wasn't put on. I hope we do see Masha Sandwich get her poison picked as well, because it just doesn't make sense having Jordan Grace being the only one with it. And I'm hoping we get to see some massive Honor More versus Team Impact rivalry, because we've seen the seeds of it now, but I can't wait to see who's facing who as we build up to Bound for Glory. And it's going to be interesting, and I've no doubt that's going to affect the tag team division and the World Championship picture. It could even change the main event for Bound for Glory.
You just don't, and that's the thing. I have a feeling that whatever goes down at Victory Road is going to have some implications on stuff going forward in Bound for Glory.
Without doubt.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling that's going on. And the other thing is that Shane Taylor was looking good on BTI last week. I mean, in fact, that match was awesome. And Max Haven has been pushing Impact to sign Taylor on the socials as well. And what's interesting about that is that we don't even know that Matt Taven's even signed with Impact Wrestling, because nothing of that's been announced. Not that it matters to me, but it would be cool if they did sign Shane Taylor, wouldn't it?
Oh, I would love it. He was so impressive in that match, and he gelled really well with Crazy Steve as well. He managed to keep up with him. He managed to really, really put over some of the moves that Crazy Steve was throwing at him. It was just amazing to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
And he connected with that crowd straight away. Awesome. Yeah, they need to. He's someone that definitely they could bring in alone or with the rest of Shane Taylor Promotions. So I could. There's no reason why people aren't clamoring to bring him in.
I just don't get it, other than the fact that obviously he's a bigger fella. I just can't see why he has not been picked up yet. I mean, he had a massive push in Ring of Honor, leading up to obviously them finishing, and he, like you say, the Shane Taylor Promotions faction was absolutely fantastic. So I would love to see Shane turn up as a fully fledged roster member for Impact Wrestling moving forward. Multi-year deal, please. That's what we want to see. Multi-year deal. But yeah, so it's good. Now, do we have some more talents looking to offer some congrats?
We do have a few more. I think we had a lovely video sent to us by one of our talents over here in the UK.
Oh, lovely.
Happy 100th episode to Impacted. I'm Ashley Vega. Thank you so much for having me on before. It was so much fun with you guys. Impact's been great this year. It's only going to get better, I suppose. So here's to the next 100 episodes.
Oh, bless her.
Awesome.
Bless her. Lovely guest, Ashley Vega. Again, one of those talents that he really wants to be a part of the Knockouts roster. She's a big fan of Mickie James, who we absolutely love on this show. So I'd love to see Ashley pop up on Impact Wrestling at some point. Maybe if we finally get that UK tour, we could see her pop up there. But thank you, Ashley. We appreciate that. That's really lovely. Thank you. Okay, so Aussie Open had a fantastic debut, taking on Chris Bay, the Bullet Club, and of course Ace Austin. It was a fantastic tag match. This for me is a two-edged sword because I feel that Chris Bay and Ace Austin are a fantastic tag team, and they should be pushing these guys to the moon because they are so good. However, at the same time, you can't bring in someone like the New Japan Strong tag champs and they lose straight off the bat. Obviously, they're going to get a push. They're pushing them towards a potential feud, I guess, for the tag belts, the Impact tag belts. But I don't know, guys. I'm just a little bit disappointed because I want to see Ace and Bay go all the way. What about yourself, Joe? What do you think?
I think Ace Austin and Chris Bay are definitely in line at Bound for Glory. I don't think the Good Brothers are even going to get consider their rematch. I think they might even hand it over to Ace Austin and Chris Bay. I think Aussie Open were amazing. They were so impressive, and it was like you said, it was so hot. So it was great to see them win, and it was disappointing to see Ace Austin and Chris Bay lose because they were fantastic in this match as well. And I was so blown away by the both of them in this match. It was unbelievable. There's so much talent coming into Impact Wrestling now. It was just hard. It would have been sad to see them Aussie Open lose, but it's sad to see Ace Austin and Chris Bay lose. But I think that Victory Road, we're going to get Aussie Open versus OGK, I think, and then Bound for Glory, we'll get the Bullet Club versus OGK. But I'm looking forward to seeing what we do with Aussie Open next. And win or lose, it didn't damage Chris Bay or Ace Austin too much either because they just looked amazing.
They did. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, what were your thoughts on this particular match?
Yeah, like you guys have said, that they bring in an incredibly experienced tag team. So realistically, unless it's through underhanded tactics, you're not expecting Ace and Bay to get the win here. No. And realistically, they shouldn't do because it makes Aussie Open look bad. I thought the match itself was really good, and I think with each match you're starting to see more chemistry come through between Ace Austin and Chris Bay, and they're showing that they can be a really effective tag team. Obviously, I don't think that they're going to win the titles come Victory Road because they still need a bit more coherence between each other. But yeah, come maybe Bound for Glory, maybe Hard to Kill, we could see the titles on them.
I think there is a possibility that they're going to head that way, but I just think it's a shame that because I think they're gelling really well already. I mean, Bay and Ace are just work so well together. And I know
Tope
they
Too Sweet, that was amazing. Let's be honest, that Tope Too Sweet by Chris Bay, that was just fucking brilliant.
it was absolutely superb. I think at the end of the day, they are future tag champs. They must be.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Ace hasn't had a lot of luck recently with championships, and the only championship that Chris Bay had was an incredibly short X Division title run. So they need to get something again behind their underneath them to get them going again. And we said about maybe Victory Road would be a bit of a surprise. Maybe it is someone like Jay White coming in and giving them a bit of a boost or something like that, and then ELP coming in. It could just be something to give them a bit more of a lift.
Okay. Yeah, you could be right. Nice to see Hakeem, by the way. Nice to see you, buddy. I know sometimes you don't get a chance to pop in, do you, my man? But it's good to see you in today. And thank you very much for obviously coming and celebrating with us.
And that's a good point, Zach. The losses sometimes don't hurt him. Jay White, in his first match in Impact, did take the loss. But,
Yeah, and I agree with Hakeem on this one as well, though. He's saying he wishes that Chris Bay wasn't the one always taking the pin.
Ace Austin takes most of the beating, and then Chris Bay gets the pin afterwards. It just shows it's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you always focus on that last moment, don't you? But then, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's just a case of who's in that spot to be able to take the pin, sadly.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. I sort of kind of agree with what Dead Punk's saying as well. Somehow maybe there's going to be some sort of cross promotion thing going on here. Maybe we're going to see Ace Austin and Chris Bay turn up in New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong or something. I don't know. Again, maybe it's just the start. It's just the start of something.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
There is definitely something brewing between them two, because they said they came to Impact Wrestling to take on the Bullet Club, especially was like one of their main targets was the Bullet Club because of the history they've got with them in New Japan already.
Yeah,
so
exactly that.
It's moving the Bullet Club away from Honor No More a bit, so to take your attention away, so it's not all against Honor No More. So I think if we look at the Good Brothers and Honor No More, and the Bullet Club have got problems elsewhere too, so it's gonna make Carnes and Doc Gallows not winning the titles back make a bit more sense.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Not everyone's going to have the back.
No, exactly. I'm not sure where it's going to go now. I mean, we've spoke about the fact that potentially Gallows and Anderson are obviously not going to be around as much at the moment. So where does that leave Bay and Ace when it comes to the Bullet Club? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see where it sort of kind of like all pans out. But that's an interesting point as well. Are we going to see the Bullet Club versus the Empire in Impact Wrestling, bringing in Will Ospreay as well?
That would be amazing.
That would be cool.
I mean, Will has expressed interest in Impact recently. So on the socials, so you never know. But moving away, he did. But moving away, he did. He actually mentioned on commentary about Will Ospreay as well. So and one thing we know about Impact Wrestling is they love to foreshadow stuff.
They do.
That is not coincidental that it was mentioned. That is it's strategically placed to put.
Good job, Scott. Good job.
To put things in your brain. That's what that's there for. Now, the next thing that I'd like to mention, of course, is we've got Mickie James earns her first win to kickstart her last rodeo versus
Hardcore Country.
Yeah, baby. We've got to throw in a hardcore country. Come on.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
Hardcore Country.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. Now, again, it was against. I'm not sure how to say. Is it just Rachel or Rochelle?
I think it's just Rachel, but that's how it's spelled.
just felt a weird way. Anyway, so
Yeah.
against Rachel Rose, who I actually thought looked pretty good.
She was impressive.
I've
So
never seen
impressive.
her before. I've never seen her before, but I think she looked really, really good. Can I just have just a lovely shout out there to my friend Paul Riddell, who's joined us in the chat. And of course, he's pointing out there, Will Ospreay would be great. Great to see you, Paul. Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Hello,
you coming
Courtney.
in.
Good to see you.
And Courtney's in the house.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. They're all coming out of Work today for the 100th.
They're all coming
out.
along.
Definitely. We've got Bonus Baby is saying, come on, sign, Rachel Rose.
Yeah.
She's a good talent, and I think that, you couldn't go far wrong by adding someone like Rachel. I think that we've got a few different talents that are coming in over the next few weeks. Some female talents. I've seen a few little spoilers here and there. So don't be surprised if we don't see a couple more getting involved in this Mickey James final rodeo. I think it could be, we could see some surprises in this one as well. But we'll just have to wait and see. Now, guys, don't forget, 100 episodes, 300 hours of Impacted for the past 2 years. Let us know your favourite guests. Let us know your favourite moments, and let's talk about it. But anyway, I think we might have a message from a TNI family member coming up right now. Have we?
Take your pick on who you think this family member could be, but
good day, Team TNI UK, Lord Bison, the Joker, and Simply Steve. I can't be there live, but I wanted to take the time to wish you guys a very happy 100th episode. And in my professional podcasting opinion, that is just too sweet. Much love, brothers. Take care. Keep kicking ass and doing what you're doing.
Look at that.
brother J-Bone.
Oh, baby!
It was the Bone Daddy, the most professional podcaster there is, leaving us a fantastic message. Really appreciate that, buddy. And I really do apologise for doing a Bison. Actually, no, I didn't do a Bison, did I? For doing a scumbag in your hotel room last month.
You're nothing but a selfish prick!
Exactly. What a selfish prick I am. But there you go. That was fantastic. Now, guys, we also had a fantastic J-Bone, a fantastic debut for, I think it's Yuya Uemura. Now, I keep getting it wrong, so I hope that's what it is. Okay. Anyway, he defeated Kenny King. Impressive. The guy's impressive. Coming in from New Japan Pro Wrestling. What are your thoughts on this guy, Steve?
I really wasn't sure what to make of him. Like, this is the first time I've seen him, and he wasn't as like your stiff New Japan style as I was expecting. There was a lot more variation to his moveset than what I thought. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. And again, I haven't read up on him or anything, but he's one of those wrestlers who you look at and you can't quite figure out his kind of age range. He kind of looks older than he is, but then he looks younger than he is.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think, Steve?
No.
What do you think? Sorry, what do you think, Joe?
He was so impressive. He was really, really impressive. Really, really crisp in the ring, and his technical ability is shining through already. He's only been like signed to New Japan when he was 21, and he's only just come out the dojo now to do tour across the US and everywhere. So he's still in the very, very early stages of his career, and he is absolutely amazing. You know, he went to Ric Flair's last match, as we heard on commentary, and he, the only thing that disappointed me about this match was me and him getting involved, and costed my boy Kenny King the win. But
It kind of
taking nothing away from
it. Kind of seemed a bit weird, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I know they had the backstage thing, but it just seemed that was done on it didn't. What's the word? It didn't flow
petty.
because because of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel that Mia would have come out for something like that.
The only thing I could think of is, are we getting a knockout added to Honor No More?
I think it's got something to do with the X division. I think Ultimate X is coming back, and Mia Yim's going to be in the match.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
but then
interesting.
With Kenny King, Mike Bailey, and then possibly Trey Miguel and somebody else.
Yeah, but then you got your knockouts division like kind of needing bulking out, and you're taking a knockout out of the division to put it in the men's division. It's very, very weird.
The X division.
They did it with Jordan Grace.
They did. But you've got a lot of talent on your roster who you feel, you can put in there currently as it is. I know it's a division where it's open to open to everyone. But
yeah.
I think it's a time pick your moment, and I don't know if this is the moment to take Mia out of the knockouts division.
Again, you have to remember that initially she's been signed to a 6-month deal, which ends at Bound for Glory. So you have to think to yourself, they're not going to suddenly start putting her in feuds, start pushing her towards anything particular within the knockouts if they're not sure whether she's definitely going to stay. So it may be a case of, they're just kind of edging their bets a little bit. They've probably pitched her an idea and she's gone, I like this. Yeah, let's go with it. Why not? But I think either way, Mia Yim for me is one of the best talents on that knockouts roster. And
definitely.
If she is willing to stay and sign a multi-year deal, you should push her to the moon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because she's an incredible talent.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Incredible talent. But yeah, great to see Keanu, by the way, in the thing. I think I did mention you earlier, but it's good to see we've got a lot of people in the chat today making comments. Guys, don't forget, best moments, best guests. Let us know your best guest, your favourite guest. Let us know your best moments of the last 2 years. We'd love to reminisce with you guys. Okay, now the next question is, in fact, the real question is, what's next for Violent by Design? We had a very interesting vignette this past week on Impact. We saw almost like a cult feel. We had, loads of sort of kind of like guys chanting, in the thing. We had Diener, pledging himself to violence. But where do we think this is going, lads? And where do you think in the chat where this is going? I'm really, really interested to hear what you think.
It kind of gave me like...
Think?
Go for it, Joe.
Sorry, Steve. No, you go for it.
No, I was just going to say...
Steve, you go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it kind of gave me like sort of the Undead Bride sort of thing, where obviously like, it's a whole cult thing. But as to where it goes and who remains in Violent by Design, where they fully take it, I ain't got a clue. It's really weird. Like there's tension between EY and Dina, but at the same time they feel like they're on the same page still. So yeah, as John has said in the chat, it's getting interesting.
I think it's getting interesting, and I'm very interested to also mention that Hakeem Fullerton's favourite guest of TNI-UK so far is Alex Windsor. Great choice. Alex is a hell of a talent, and she's making some serious waves over here in the UK right now. That's
an interesting call. Obviously, their whole thing has been violence.
Yes.
If she wins the the Knockouts world title, does she join? Because violence has very much been Masha's thing.
Oh yeah, so Masha Samovich knows. She's like, if this is Mortal Kombat, there'd be gore everywhere from Masha Samovich's matches.
Oh, yeah, you could be right. Can I just say a quick thank you to Malachi there for the super sticker? Don't hold back, guys. Feel free. Super stickers, we love them. If you appreciate the content, feel free. Super sticker away.
There you go, Bob.
Finally, Mir has noticed. You know what, Mir? I said just before the show went live, Ted has been wearing his mask for 3 episodes of Impacted.
Yeah.
And no one has picked it up. No one has picked it up, and I was expecting you to pick it up, Mira, but you didn't because I know how much you love Ted. But yes, look, Ted is wearing the Ohio versus everything Jake Chris mask. Oh yeah, baby. So there he is, loving life.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Had it! Oh god, that was so good. Now I'm gonna stuff my fucking face with every fan.
There you go. Ted's had his say. But yeah, so I had to find somewhere cool to put that mask that my buddy Jake gave me, and there it is on Ted. So there you go, Mir. It's only taken you 4 weeks to notice. So yeah, that's it. Aka, that's it. It's Ted Christ. That's what he's known from now on. Ted Christ. He's part of the OVE. So absolutely fantastic. So yes, violent by design. I think it's just going to get more violent. I think we're going to see it grow. I think we're going to see, like you say, are we going to see Masha join? Who knows? I mean, she's very violent. So we're just gonna have to wait and see really where this one goes. But I'm excited because I think the next reincarnation of Violent by Design is going to be even more impressive and even more violent. And I can see so many more of these kind of like vignettes building this up. Maybe we'll get some massive thing happen at Bank for Glory. What do you guys think in the chat? I mean, I know that you're mentioning a few different things in there. Is the torch being passed to Dina? Not sure on that one, but interesting.
No,
thought.
if anything, it's gonna probably build like Eric Young in a singles role, building up by design that way before it goes back into like a tag team to try and take over everything. I think what this is going to be Eric Young guiding Dina and trying to like, re-enlighten him. And then if we get someone like Masha Samovich possibly coming in, that would be amazing. Or Jake something, if he could come back into Impact Wrestling, would be amazing too. To have him come in, which would be quite ironic. So seeing as Dina's when it turned on him, but it would be great to see Jake something came in, or Batman Fulton. Those are like the two big guys out in the indies that I'd love to see come in and join. I forgot the guy Crazy Steve took on at BTI now. I feel like Shane Taylor, if they could get him somehow to join Violent by Design, they would be unstoppable.
They would.
Oh my God! Could you imagine that? Shane Taylor joining Violent by Design under the wing of the legendary Eric Young as well. I mean,
wow!
Oh my God! It would just be crazy insane. They'd be unstoppable. Like you say, add someone like Masha Slamovich in there. Again, my God, what sort of kind of faction could Violent by Design be? They could just be seriously badass. I love
your
the fact
opinion doesn't matter.
Thanks for that one. But yeah, where the hell did that one come from? I'd never seen that one.
That one's been there for ages. I just didn't know what it was. I just want to click it and see what happens.
Fair enough. Anyway, so well, as my opinion doesn't matter. But yeah, there's another one. I mean, Killer Kelly. The only thing I would say about Killer Kelly, the way that they're building her is more of this sort of kind of almost this sort of like American Psycho. This more
she's
of
anti-hero, like Sammy Callahan.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe, possibly, but she's more of a loner, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure she fits into a faction right now. Anyway, not at the moment. But who knows? But keep your opinions coming. I'm loving the names for Ted, by the way. Teddy Christ is a personal favourite. So I quite like that one. So anyway, keep this stuff coming in, guys. Keep this stuff coming in. Now we've got Chelsea Green also gets a win over Taya, of all people. Now this is an interesting one because I never expected that. My thought process was that maybe Taya was going to get the win over Chelsea, which then set up a potential rematch between obviously Taya or Ragnarok and VXT. But that didn't happen. So maybe we're setting up something different here. that could be. I mean, I'm not saying this that now all the feud is dead.
No.
I mean, it could just go in a slightly. It could go in a different direction now, and we could still end up with that match, but it could go in a different direction. Or I don't know. What do you think on this? And what do you guys think in the chat on this one?
They still have a contractual rematch. The whole reason why they're not gone for it yet is Rosemary's trying to get Havoc to just calm down. Because I'm sick!
She is sick. Yeah, they are still
yeah.
trying to get her going.
So I think that they'll hold off their rematch, of course, until Bound for Glory, I think. And that's when we'll see the Knockouts Tag Team Championships probably on the line again, I think. I think Jenna Prasso might be doing something else at Victory Road, for instance. But the match with Taya Valkyrie, I really enjoyed it. I thought Taya Valkyrie would get the win, and it would then push on to a tag team match at Victory Road. But it the way it ended, again, it was all like Gianna Prazo instigated everything, and then so Havoc really isn't to blame, but Rosemary's not going to see it that way. So it's going to cause more division in Ragnarok, and what's going to happen? It might even like Rosemary could just walk away from both of them, and we'll have Havoc and Taya Valkyrie go for the tag team titles.
That's interesting you should say that, Joe.
Welcome,
That's
Terrence.
interesting you should say that, because that is a thought I had in my mind, that we would end up actually with Rosemary having enough of it, walking away, and we end up with Taya and Jessica as a tag team.
No, the way Crazy Steve
both where they're
build up to K, and
Yes.
he was talking about building up to K himself with Back to Roost, and so it's like Rosemary's stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm also talking from a story perspective. Rosemary knows certainly where she's going.
Yeah, that's for sure. I like the idea, by the way, of Will Ospreay coming in and taking on Mike Bailey. That would be a hell of a match. And I think one of the things that people forget is that actually some of these things are actually very dream matchy, because we all know that Mike Bailey, the Speedball Mike Bailey, is an amazing talent. Currently, it's something I want to talk about a little bit later, because I sort of kind of feel that this having an X Division title match every week is getting a bit bland and boring, because there's no real story. It's just Mike Bailey's taking on somebody else this week, so
There's only so far it can go.
Yeah,
I thought we were
think
friends.
we're sort of like coming to the end, I think, of that
I
scenario.
think we are too.
Yeah, we need to sort of kind of like move into some kind of story, some kind of feud, to take it a little bit further. And John, I want to see that as well. I think VBD versus Honor More feud would be insane. I think that would be absolutely insane. I think that would be an incredible feud.
Yeah. This was quite an interesting take. I don't think it'll ever happen, but it's an interesting take.
What's that? I can't see it. Sorry. What did you say?
If Josh Alexander joined VBD as a way to combat Honor No More.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that, like you say, that there is a possibility in there of that. The only trouble is, I don't think Josh is kind of in the same mindset.
No. Yeah.
I just don't think that's his thing. For me, Josh would just fight him on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, it would be great to see, but it's very. I mean, if you could get EY and Josh on the same page, it would be great.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got the potential, the makings of Team Canada, haven't you?
Exactly. Yeah, and you know that Impact have been teasing that for ages.
Yeah, I think that could happen at some point. When? I don't know, but it could happen at some point. And again, like foreshadowing what could happen in the future. We see that happening time and time again on Impact Wrestling. I think they are great at this long-term foreshadowing, storytelling stuff, giving us little snippets of where they're going, and then all of a sudden 6 to 8 months down the line, we go, oh wow, yeah, that's why they were doing this, that's why they were mentioning that. So all these things all of a sudden seem to sort of make sense, which I love. It's one of the things I really love about it. But we then got Masha getting into the head of Jordan Grace. Now this is interesting, because as much as Jordan is like, I'm not listening to her, she's not getting into my head, it's all bullshit, I'm not interested in any of that crap. Do we think that Masha is possibly getting into the head of Jordan Grace, but maybe she's not showing it yet. What do you think?
I'm going to say
face.
no. I'm going to say no, but I think there'll be a point where something will happen, and then these things that Masha has done will start coming back and hitting her.
Okay.
It'll be
that could do.
She's putting them in a position like, no, I'm not bothered, and then something will finally click, like, oh, and then all these other things will kind of then, oh God, what on earth was that? So yeah, I do think that they will slowly creep
no,
up to her.
it's interesting you say that. Yeah, definitely. Now, it's going to be interesting how it sort of kind of like all pans out. But obviously, it's all psychological, and all the mind games are all part and parcel of the wrestling storyline, and of course the way that they're building Masha as well. Do we think that there is the potential that Masha's going to win at Bound for Glory?
Oh God, that would be really. I think there's a chance she'll win at Bound for Glory. Definitely, there's not ruin that up for a second. Masha Slamovich versus Mickie James would be incredible. So, we've had the hint that we might be getting Jordan Grace versus Mickie James. So this would be a great way to swerve everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what happens, we are going to get to the point where Mickie James is going to be going for the title. I have a funny feeling we'll end up with that feel-good moment where she does actually win it, and then goes for her final run. I don't, well, possibly, but again, I'd like to see that, but then that's because I'm a huge Mickie James mark, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I think she's an awesome talent, and I just love seeing Mickie James in the ring. I think she's great on the mic. She's great in the ring. She's a great storyteller.
Hardcore country.
You've got to keep doing it. You've got to. But yeah, so it's fantastic to see where she potentially is going to go. I think the knockouts division as it stands at the moment is bloody awesome.
Oh yeah,
It
without
really
a doubt.
It's just. BAM! Yeah, exactly. Where is it going to go? Where is it going to go? I mean, you could have the title. I mean, let's face it, right? I think there's something like, is there something like 6 or 7 former Knockouts champion on the Knockouts roster right now?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, got Taya Valkyrie, Rosemary, Chelsea Green, Gianna Perazzo, Mickie James. That's at least 5.
Yeah, and that's not to mention Tasha Steeles. That's not to mention Taylor Wilde, who is still contracted to Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So it's one hell of a roster. It's one hell of a roster. Anyone that disputes that they're one of the best female rosters in the world is a complete idiot. But they are absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I think we've got another video, haven't we? We got another video from a former guest.
We do indeed, yeah. Pop up for
Hey
us.
everyone, it's Becca here, B3CCA, you know the vibes. And I just want to shout out Impacted on making it to 100 episodes. And to celebrate, I'm going to throw 100 scrunchies up into the air. Yay! Yay!
Fantastic. The Scrunchy Queen. Absolutely
Becca
love
herself.
it. Thank you, Becca. We really appreciate it. Becca was a fantastic guest. She came on, what was that, about?
Literally like 2 or 3 days, the same week we went to Wrestle Carnival, so it was literally like 4 days before we went to Wrestle Carnival in July.
That's right. And we saw her wrestle live there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing. What's that? Am I missing? What's that?
We've got Hakeem just wanting to confirm who it was. Got Scrunchy.
Scrunchy Queen Becca. You need to look it up, baby.
Yeah, UK based wrestler over here, my man. I'm not cleaning up those scrunchies.
she's actually Canadian. I think she's Canadian, but either way, fantastic talent. I think she's only been on the roster. She's only been wrestling, I think, something like 3 years or something. But we picked her up as she was heading to the UK to wrestle at Wrestle Carnival.
Okay.
Literally, like you say, before. I think she was actually in the airport when she came on. Am I right?
She was at the Boston Airport, ready to come over.
That's right. That's right. She
down
was.
to London,
I remember.
and then she's go from London to Coventry.
Yes, that's right. She was a fantastic. She was a fantastic guest. Really appreciate her, and thank you so much for that wonderful congratulations on making it to 100. That's pretty cool. 100 scrunchies. I mean, I wonder whether she made them all or whether she bought them all. Because she did say that she made scrunchies, didn't she? So it was a hobby. She made loads and loads of scrunchies, and she loved giving them away.
Yeah.
I could do with one. I could do with a scrunchie, to be fair.
Cool.
Maybe not.
Violet just said she saw Becca wrestle last week on our local indies.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
she is
she's
a fantastic,
doing a lot
wrestler.
back in the States.
Bonkers,
is he on?
Bonkers. I see that you're talking about one of my interviews that I did with Morrissey. Was that one of your favourite interviews? Fantastic. Really appreciate that. It was a pretty good interview. I enjoyed it. I wonder where Morrissey is right now because he sort of kind of disappeared. I know that is he actually signed with AEW? I know he turned up on AEW the other week, but
who knows?
Was he signed or was it just a one-off? Another one of those one-off appearances.
Might be a one-off.
I know he appeared again at All Out, didn't he? As part of a storyline, but whether he's continued that into their programming, I don't know.
Well, I've not seen anything about it. Not seen anything about him since he made that one-off appearance before All Out. I've not seen anything about it. But then the whole news has been taken over by the whole thing with Kenny Omega and CM Punk. So, as usual, so everyone else doesn't matter. It's all about Tony Khan and CM Punk. So. But we'll get onto that later on.
Backstage shenanigans.
We'll get back onto that later on.
Yes, okay, and yes, Jack, Zach Bonifer, we could put some scrunchie in my back hair. That would be interesting. There you go. That's you assuming I have back hair. Although I guess as I'm a bison, I probably have. But there you go.
Yeah.
Now, what's this? I saw a picture of him on there, and he looks like late 90s Van Hammer. Yeah, interesting. Now, guys, listen. What are your thoughts on this Myers versus Gujar food? Is it working? Is Gujar really getting over? I know that I said that he seemed to be over quite big when I was at Emergence, but like I said, I'm questioning: is he over, or is it just that Myers is doing such a great job as a heel that everyone just hates Myers, so they're going to shit on whoever he takes? You know what I mean? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
No, I think he's getting over with the fans. He's been a massive draw for a lot of people since he's come in. But after that feud with Brian Myers in Chicago, when all that kicked off and Myers started really insulting the fans in Chicago, everyone's really, really taken to him. He's come forward as a true babyface that quickly. He was just some guy winning every single match he was in. Brian, after his first loss, everyone really got behind him.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I mean, Dead Punk is saying that he thinks it's a bit of both. And I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Bonkers is also mentioning he liked my Jimmy Jacobs interview. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. So there's quite a lot of stuff sort of kind of coming up in there. Don't forget, guys, whatever you enjoyed the most about the last 100 episodes, let me know. I definitely appreciate you mentioning some of my separate Bison Talks Impact stuff. At the end of the day, I do it because I love it and I want to bring you guys as much information and so you can, get to know the talents more all the time. And, I enjoy it and I hope you guys enjoy it, which it looks like Bonkers does. So that's good. That's good to see. But yeah, so Let us know any cool stuff. We had 100 episodes. Let us know some of the things you like. I'm going to throw one out there now. Seeing that Gary Rossetti is in the chat, I'm going to say I really enjoyed the episode where it was all about Gary.
Team Gary.
Team Gary.
Gary.
I thought that was a great episode.
Yeah.
Gary was the main theme of the show. I really enjoyed that one. And again, that's what we're talking about. You guys are just as much as part of this show as we are. So we enjoyed that. That was fun. That was fun. That one.
If you didn't show up each week, we couldn't do the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's face it. If you guys weren't involved, if you guys weren't sharing, if you weren't giving us the thumbs up, letting everybody know about the show, then we wouldn't be here, would we? Because let's face it, if only 10 people watched the show, we wouldn't be here at episode 100, right?
Yeah.
We would have gone a long time ago. But yeah, there you go. So I like I said, I think it's definitely a bit of both with Myers and Gujar. I think it's great that they brought him in. It's great that they're pushing him because obviously we've got a massive audience over in India, so it's great to have this guy as part of the show every week, and I'm sure that's helping bring the ratings up over there. I mean, I'd like to see more stuff with regards to the Indian guys. I mean, I want to see a bit more Raj Singh. Not so bothered about Shearer, but I was like I say, I was disappointed that Rohit wasn't around. You know what I mean? I think Rohit would be a great one to have on the show for the Indian audience.
Yeah,
the mocha skin manimal. He's would be great to have him on.
That was a good interview too, by the way.
Thank you, appreciate that. That's the very first one that I did.
Yeah.
And the highlight for that particular interview was when I got him to because he is known as a promo guy, and he is great at promos. And I literally got him to do an off the cuff promo on the Bison, which was pretty good. I should do a clip of that and sort of put that out there because I think it was really good. And I couldn't stop smiling the whole way through. Like he's proper shooting on me, and I'm just smiling my head off because I thought it was amazing.
It helped that kind of vibe helped get me through the whole rehab in 2020. So it was good to see all that.
A lot of fun stuff was going on right there. It was really, really cool. But anyway, so what's Dead Punk saying now? So he's saying Myers is a veteran who seems to have a good head on his shoulders when it comes to working and building up young talent. Faber's ego aside, he's a guy you want on your front line. Building talent, and I agree with that. Yeah, totally agree with that. I think he's fantastic. And of course, Zach saying there that Rohit fell victim to the TNI curse at the time. But that's a shame. Maybe Sam Beale as well fell victim to the curse. Now, actually, I think we had Sam on after, didn't we? Yeah, no, we had Sam on after.
Yeah, Sam on afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. So that was cool. Now, listen, I believe we've got a legend, a Nashville legend, about to leave us a little message. Am I right? Am I right there?
Lord Bison, what's up? It's me, Big Guns John Burton from Impact Wrestling, as you like to call me. Just want to congratulate you on your 100th show. You guys have done a great job there of getting out the good word of Impact Wrestling to all the fans out there. I love your passion for the product and the serious, deep discussion about everything that goes on at Impact. So many people are missing out on what a great product Impact Wrestling is, and thanks to you guys are getting the word out. So I want to congratulate you. Show number 100. What a tremendous milestone. Here's the 100 more shows. I hope you do this forever. And shout out to you and everybody in the UK. Long live the Queen. And we'll see you soon, buddy. Once again, congratulations.
Lovely. Love John.
Big Guns
John. Absolutely fantastic guy. And again, he was actually one of my I got to say, he's up there in my top 10 guests. He was a fantastic guest. And my God, has he got a set of guns? Did you see that?
Yeah.
When he put his arm, like, boom, have some of that. Man, that boy's got some guns. I love John. Speak to him quite regularly with regards to, help him out with different bits and bobs when I go to the gym. give me some great advice on building my own guns. So we're getting there. Lovely. Thank you so much, John, for that. Really appreciate it. But he was a great guest. Really was a great guest. Look at Anna. Look, she misses John Burton.
I do.
You know,
I think we all do, yeah.
You know, and I think he's yeah. Hopefully, who knows? Could he turn up? Could he turn up at the next set of, you know, Victory Road, and maybe the fallout from Victory Road when
cool.
we're back up in Nashville? Would be cool, even if he was just to come on, you know, for one set of tapings, getting back on BTI. I say, big guns, Burton, back on BTI. Great guest. Thanks so much for that, John. Really appreciate it. Now, Eddie Edwards defeats Heath, but does not get the answer he wanted from Josh Alexander. What are your thoughts on what went down following the main event this past week on Impact, guys? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like you were expecting something, weren't you? You were expecting the beatdown, and you knew that Josh was never going to say, yeah, sure, let's shake hands and be on the same side. You were expecting everything to happen as it happened. I will say this, I may be wrong, but I don't think I've ever heard Eddie cut a better promo. I think that is one of the best ones I've heard him cut in a long time. So kudos to Eddie there. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but I was waiting for someone else to run out. I was very surprised that we only saw Swan and Heath, who was already out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Honor No More stand tall, and a great segment, but it really makes you feel, Christ, the top of the card on faces is very thin.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, in terms of faces at the top of the card, it's been a bit light for a little while, hasn't it? So I do think we could do with a couple of more faces at the top of the card, definitely, and maybe that's where they're sort of moving forward. You know, they've been teasing a few surprises. Maybe we've got some baby faces coming in. We'll have to just have to wait and see. And I also heard, or I saw a clip that wasn't the end. I believe Sammy came out and attacked Eddie.
Right. Okay.
That wasn't actually, that didn't air.
Yeah.
So I believe also Sammy came out and attacked Eddie. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So I don't think that's over. That's over and done there.
No, they can't put that rivalry
him
to bed. That rivalry has to go on forever.
Yeah, exactly. That has to go on forever. But I believe that happened. So I'm interested. Anyone in the chat know a little bit more on that? I'm pretty sure that happened. And can I just say, Gary, that is exactly right. If they ever make a movie about Tom Burton, should definitely play him. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But yeah, so it's interesting where that goes. If anyone in the chat knows any more or was there and can give us a confirmation, but I'm pretty sure I saw something somewhere that Sammy came down and laid the beat down on Eddie Edwards as well. So anyway, let's leave that one there and see if anyone's got anything to say on that. But interesting stuff. Now, guys, AEW backstage bullshit. CM Punk and of course the elite still dominates all the rest of the news sites at the moment. I don't want to talk about it, to be honest with you. I think it's all bollocks.
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.
I've kind of put it in there because it is the hot topic at the moment. But do we want to talk about it?
Oh, I think I said all I had to say last week, and that went on for about 5 or 10 minutes. And
yeah, I've got nothing more to say. I just think is the fairy tale coming to an end. And I said,
it's the blind leading the blind, isn't? It's the blind leading the blind, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's just crap, ridiculous. I mean, even what I'm finding hilarious about this now is even Dave Meltzer is saying like all sorts of negative shit.
Yeah.
As well, which is really weird because we all know that Meltzer's right up Tony Khan's ass. So, like so far up his ass, you can smell his cervix.
Look at this dumbass.
We've got plenty of sound bites coming out this week. I'm happy. So it's all working. I have to say this. I mentioned it the other day in a conversation that was going on Twitter, like one of the message groups. That while there's drama going on over there, people aren't worried about the drama if there's any drama going on in Impact. So you keep being drama filled over there, and we'll just keep doing our thing and being awesome over here.
Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of reporters, they like to report bad news. That's why you don't see a lot of stuff reported on Impact, because there isn't a lot of bad news going on lately.
Yeah, totally. And the thing that gets me though is that as soon as there is a little bit of negativity coming out, they're all over it like a.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Like this is sick. This is sick. This whole place is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, exactly that. But on a positive note, Impact are stepping up their game on the promoting ticket sales on Twitter, primarily on Twitter. I'm still disappointed they're not banging out the similar stuff on Twitter, on Facebook. I don't know. I don't understand why.
Facebook's a much harder place to get everything over, though.
Maybe
it is. Marketing on there is an absolute pain in the ass, and
maybe it is, but it still should be on there.
It
still
should
be on
Instagram.
There. It should be on every social media. If you put something on Twitter, it all should be on everything else. Because I've said this before. Like, there's like over 8 million people that follow their Facebook page. 8 million people.
If you've got all these outlets, use all of them.
Yeah.
Why are you not using them? You've got to use it.
Yeah.
However,
And I mean,
they have announced a TikTok account, which is that is a step in the right direction. And I saw some cool stuff that they were putting on there. So
it's all right announcing all these different things, but like you've said, you need to use them properly. I mean, their website still shows the Good Brothers as having the Impact titles, so they need to while they're opening all these different avenues, they need to make sure. Well, not at the top, but if you scroll down, their profile still has them with the titles.
Okay, but it doesn't. Where it says who holds the titles, it's OGK.
Yeah, but it still has them.
They just haven't
on
changed that picture.
Yeah, but it's been like nearly 3 weeks now, so it doesn't look good. You knew the title.
That they're going.
Oh yeah, but you knew the title change was coming up. You could have got a picture without the titles, and with one with OGK kind of thing. It's just one of those where they need to keep it updated. It's weird when you have a roster and two tag team champions. Well, unless you're AEW, but
bad.
Yeah, maybe they're holding the interim titles.
Yeah.
Bam! Lots of bams going on today. But yeah, you never know. It was also interesting, and I'm pleased to see as well that Mick Foley's been supporting Big Joe on social media as well. He's also been bigging up. This past week, he's been very vocal on Impact and also bigging up like Dixie Carter and his days in TNA and different stories from that as well, which has been really, really good to see. So I'm pleased with that. What was that? I miss it. I can't see it because I got it up really small. So Bison and Fred TikTok dancing videos. Well, you never know. You know. I'm sure.
Hardcore country.
There you go. See, it's on there all the time. Loving life. I tell you, Violet's really excited right now because every time that comes in, she loves the Bison doing the guitar there. She loves all of that. So it's all good. But yeah, no, it's good to see talents like Mick Foley going ahead and doing things like that because it's all good promotion. Let's face the facts. He's a legend. He's a hardcore legend. He's got a lot of followers, and he's praising and bigging up Impact and TNA, which is great to see. and I'm excited for where things can go in the future as well. I mean, talking about bigging up Impact, I mean, we've actually had Impact. Well, someone from Impact themselves bigging up TNI-UK, haven't we? I think they've sent us in a video, Steve.
Yeah. And like I say, this is someone who's been very close in touch with us, helping us get a lot of our guests, isn't it?
Yes, he's been absolutely fantastic. So, guys, even if you don't know who this is, trust me, this guy is very important when it comes to guys like when it comes to shows like us, when it comes to me getting my interviews with Impact Talent and stuff like that. This is the man that sets all these things up for me. So, listen to what he has to say.
Wow, 100 episodes. It's a really, really impressive milestone, and I think you guys do an absolutely fantastic job. We saw from when Bison came to interview Eric Young that everyone watches your show, watches your interviews. We all really, really appreciate the support. It's amazing to have this thing dedicated to Impact, dedicated to the UK fans, and to reach 100 episodes, like I say, is just incredible. So thank you. I'm looking forward to recording another message for your 200 because you guys are going strong. Impact Wrestling is going strong. Let's get a tour over here and get you guys down there. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Wow. Simon Rothstein, guys, the Impact Wrestling international PR guy. Great guy. You could probably tell he's a great guy, very appreciative of what we do as TNI UK and Total Nonstop Impact in general. He's very appreciative of what all podcasting outlets do as well. It's not just us, but we love Simon. He's a great guy, and he really does an amazing job for Impact here in all over the world. To be fair, he's a great guy. So thank you very much for that message, Simon. We really appreciate you. Thank you, buddy. Okay, so
I am the f***ing greatest.
He was very instrumental in me having that interview as well. But there you go. Now, what the one thing I was going to say as well was there was another great episode of Outside the Ring with Tom Hannaford talking to the current Knockouts champion Jordan Grace. I believe it's available on Impact Plus and Ultimate Insiders, I think, on YouTube. It's definitely worth a watch, guys. They have been promoting it. It's a great interview. There's a section there where Jordan and Tom are talking about obviously Jordan's husband on there as well, which is really cool. In fact, I think they put that one out there. Of course, if you don't know, that's Jonathan Gresham. So there was a nice section in there with regards to that, but definitely worth going and checking the episode out. Really good interview, and I hope we get more and more of these. I know we've had a few now, so hopefully we'll get a few more in the future. It's a really cool extra thing, extra content that they're putting out there. Appreciate it, really good. So go and check that out. Definitely worth a watch. Now, also, we've got Sin City Showdown at Samstown. Tickets have now gone on sale. It's the show is going down in Samstown in Vegas on the 21st and the 22nd of October. Ticket sales look like they're going pretty well, which I would expect, to be fair. The last time Impact were in Vegas, I think there was over 1,000 on one of the showings, and there was about 950, I think, in attendance on the second day. So it's certainly it's definitely a good place for Impact to be revisiting. I'm glad they're going there. I actually really like it. The only issue I think sometimes you get at Samstown is the audience. Not quite. I'm not saying they're not loud. They are. They're hungry, but sometimes they don't quite. I think it's the acoustics in the building that don't quite come across as well on the weekly show on TV as it probably is inside. I mean, even Emergence. When I was at Emergence, oh my god, it was deafening at times inside there. But when you watch the show, you don't necessarily come across as deafening as it was actually in there. I still think that the crowd came off really well at those set of tapings on TV. But trust me, whenever I've gone to an Impact show, the crowd have been crazy into it.
Yeah, if you had to hang
yeah.
a couple of mics around, you could pick it up, and then you wouldn't believe how the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know whether sometimes it's an acoustic issue or what. But I mean, you only have to go, like, when you see some of the video clips that people take. You listen to the crowd in the video clips, and they're going nuts. So I'm looking forward to this set of tapings. I think it's going to be really good. I always like the Sandstone. Like I say, it's a good venue. It's fairly big. You've got the tiered seating as well, which is really good. So I'm looking forward to this one. It should be really good. If you're in Vegas or you can get to Vegas, get your tickets now, because I don't think that they're going to be. I think this is going to sell out. I think this one's going to sell out. Just like it looks like Albany, Bound for Glory looks like it's going to be a sellout as well. I'm just waiting for them to release more tickets on that one, because if you go on to the ticket sales for that one, there's no floor seats available at all. It's only general admission. So, but there's still a couple of sections that they could open up that are floor, so that they haven't opened up yet. I don't know what they're holding out for, because they're all sold. So why you wouldn't be getting them open, I don't know. But I'm sure at some point they're gonna open up some more seating, which is good to see. But either way, it looks like Bound for Glory is selling really, really well. So I'm seriously looking forward to that, definitely. Courtney's put in there that AEW is anomaly around the same time, which is interesting. But it still seems like they're still selling well, so I don't think that's too much of an issue.
And I don't think you get too many wrestling fans that now watch the same product. It's more a case of you'll bring one set of crowd in, you bring another set of crowd in, won't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. So I think there's there are some that are sort of kind of like crossing over to the both. I mean, when like I said, you saw quite a few AEW t-shirts at Emergence, as well as the Impact shirts and stuff like that. But you even saw, you saw WWE shirts, you saw AEW shirts, so I like that, because for me, those are the fans that you want. They just appreciate a wrestling show. They don't give a shit whether it's AEW, Impact, or WWE. They just love wrestling.
I love this match,
and they go all out loving the matches, which is great to see. Okay, so what we got here?
Oh, God,
a mixture of fans is good. You put me off with that one. I'm like, well, I lost my flow completely.
looking for the right time to put that one in. Been itching to drop that one for all night.
Yeah, we love that. We love it. Still, my favourite is still Toulouse, and you've already got that one in there. I love that one. And of course, we've also seen another great T-shirt being released to commemorate Victory Road Barbed Wire Massacre this week as well. So again, they're continuing the merchandise. We're getting more and more merchandise every week. And I think this is a really cool shirt, so I think I might actually get that one at some point. Really cool shirt. I bought a few shirts recently, so I'm gonna have to wait for this one. Maybe in a couple of months' time, I might get this one as well. But yeah, really, really cool shirt. I like it a lot. But guys, we need to talk about some stuff that's going on this week, really, don't we? We've already had released the digital media exclusive match, which is Chris Bay versus Jake Crist at Pro Wrestling Revolver. And I have to say, this is an amazing match. If you've not watched it yet, you need to go and check this match out, because it's so good. And I know I'm biased because I'm a big Jake fan, but at the end of the day, you can't deny greatness when you see it. And I'm sorry, but this match is fantastic. Chris Bay is just as awesome as always. We love Chris Bay, and I think Chris and Jake they were tweeting about this match a couple of weeks ago. How good it was. And I'm so pleased to see the Impact have picked up on it, and they put it on the digital media exclusive. You've seen it, haven't you, Joe?
Yeah, I watched it this morning. It was incredible. I was so blown away by this match. And they could have gone on for a lot longer, and I wouldn't have been bored or anything. It was just brilliant. Chris Bay was on fire. Jake something is the fire starter, and
Jake Christ.
I said Jake Christ. I don't know what the hell I said, so apologies if I balls that out completely. So anyway, Chris Bay was on fire. Jake Christ, get it right this time, is the fire starter. And watching that, I'm just thinking to myself, what I'd love to see Jake Christ and Ace Austin go 1-on-1 now, because that was so good with what Chris Bay and Jake Christ had done. That was amazing. I would love to see Jake Christ versus Ace Austin. That would be absolute gold.
I'll tell you what is even more amazing when it comes to Jake. He's recently also had a match with Rich Swann. I think it was in Circle 6.
Yes, it was.
You know, I was talking to Jake about it yesterday. He was like, "Man, that's one of my favorite matches I've ever had." So I haven't seen it. So I'm hoping that Impact are able to pick that one up, and maybe that
would be awesome.
A digital media exclusive as well. I sort of kind of tagged Scott in that one, saying you need to get this one up as well. But interestingly enough, every time I see a match with Jake and an Impact talent, I'm like, he so belongs on the Impact roster. You know, he so belongs on the Impact roster, and I just don't understand why they're not bringing him back. And I think he'd be a great addition to any roster of a televised product. Whether it be AEW, MLW, I don't know why they're not showing much interest. But at the moment, you know, everywhere he goes, as the fire starter especially, he's absolutely killing it. I mean, he's even got his own shirt now with is it Blacksmith?
That's awesome. That shirt is awesome.
Blacksmith apparel. The shirt is fantastic. I saw his tweet about his match with Rich Swann this morning as well. And Rich Swann is one of these guys you can watch go all night long and not get bored. So I got to try and find this match with him and Jake Christ, because that's got me, after seeing his match with Chris Bay this morning, to see what he can do with Rich Swann, and we see what Rich Swann can do with guys like Brian Cage and Michael Elgin and Sami Callihan. To see, and that was like 3 years ago. To see what he can do with Jake Christ now, and Jake Christ is in the condition he's in, and Rich Swann's in the condition he's in now. It would be. I can't wait to see this match.
Jake Christ right now is in the best shape of his life. He's got a fantastic ring. He's got like very unique and fantastic ring gear. His promo work has gone through the roof. It's really improved a lot, and he's in a great place mentally. So now is the time.
That helps.
This is when you're going to get the best Jake Christ. You're going to get the best Jake Christ right now, in the best shape of his life. Fantastic character driven now. You know, very unique look. Improved on his promo work. You're going to get the best of him. Now is the time to bring Jake Christ back to Impact Wrestling. Yes, he's my friend, but you know, you cannot deny
you can't argue with
those things. Those points I've just made, you can't argue with it. You know, it's just totally
not at all.
And talking about Jake's promo skills, Steve.
Congratulations! I'll take a spin and I'll say it again. Congratulations to my boy Bison and the crew. I hear it's your 100th episode. You guys should take a bow. I mean, I would. 100 recorded episode. And seeing how you continue to support me, I only see it fitting that I support you. So please, Bison and the crew, continue to set the world on fire.
See? What a promo guy. Right?
What more can you ask for?
What more can you ask for? What a fantastic promo there from my buddy Big Chris. You know, he's such a nice guy, and you know, he's totally got his life like where he wants it to be. Now we just need to get him back on the Impact roster. So come on, make sure everybody knows Impact Wrestling. We need Jake Christ for Impact. Let's try and get him back on the roster, guys, because trust me, he is in the best shape of his life and he is ready to absolutely smash it. We thought he was the golden draw before. He's now the platinum draw. That's what he is now, baby. He's the platinum draw. Right? That's the bottom line. He's fantastic. So, guys, that said, the BTI match for tomorrow night is Raj Singh versus Yuya Uemura. Now, we've seen this guy turn up last week in his debut. Absolutely fantastic match. He's obviously going to get out there and destroy Raj Singh. I think this guy's got a massive future. I'm not sure, what the deal is, how long he's going to be around, but I know this. He's a great, great performer, and I want to see more of him. What are your thoughts, Joe? What are your thoughts, Joe?
After seeing what he did with Kenny King, I am really looking forward to this match. This is going to be another. We're going to see a lot of technical ability from Raj Singh in this match. Uemura is. We've seen how good he is, technically how he can fly, how good he is with grappling, and we got a good rundown of his style and his background from Tom Hannafin as well. He's got an influence from Mickey the Dragon Steamboat. He's an amateur wrestler at college and going through the dojo as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, and I can't wait for this match. So he blew me away in his debut, and I can't wait to see what Impact Wrestling can do with him.
Totally. I think he's going to be one of those guys that
he's one to watch in the future, like down the line.
Yeah, he's definitely one to watch down the line, definitely. And it's interesting. I'm just going to put a little comment there because I didn't notice the comment come up, Carson. So I apologise. But yeah, to be honest with you, I don't pay a lot of attention to the PWI 500 because I think is extremely biased towards what I class as the darlings. And so I don't really pay a lot of attention to it. To be honest with you, I've not even looked at it.
No.
So I don't even know where any of the Impact wrestlers are in that 500. If Josh Alexander is not in the top 10, then that tells me or you all you need to know about PWI's bullshit. All right.
No, we're never top 10. I think he's 11th overall. And that's just looking at the list, not reading it.
If he's not in there, that's my thoughts on it. It's just complete bollocks, mate. It's just complete bollocks. So I tend to
agree more.
I don't tend to even look at it anymore. I have to say. But interesting enough, Keanu's stating there that Yuya is the future IWGP champ. You're probably right.
Yeah,
you're probably right because he's pretty he's badass. So what's this here? He's got Mark saying that Steve is the world's loudest keyboard. It's pretty loud. I have to say, it is pretty loud. But there's a good one, Anna. Jake Chris versus Jake something. Book it. That would be a good match. I agree. I don't know if that's ever happened. I'm just trying to think.
Not for a long time. We had
the
Dinas versus AVE, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe longer.
But
I don't think we've ever had Jake something versus Jake Chris 1-on-1.
Yeah, definitely. Jeff's just piped up as well. Jeff Samuel there. He just piped up talking about Jake Christ and being an ally for Sami Callihan. Well, that's something I've had in my brain for some time now, because I think that unfortunately, is a real shame because, at the end of the day, Sami, came in with OVE. We had Jake Christ and obviously Dave by his side. Everything all blew up. But there's no reason, and again, Mark's saying the same thing. The fact that Jake Christ isn't signed to a televised product, let alone Impact Wrestling, just blows his mind. It blows my mind every time. But it's down to us, guys. It's down to us. If we want to see Jake signed to a televised promotion, we need to let them know. We need to let people know that he's the type of talent that we want to see on our TV. And I agree. I think coming in as part of Sami's potential backup would be a great way to bring Jake back. That's, I think that would be a great way to bring Jake back. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Even if it's a one-off appearance, it'd be a great way to just say Jake Chris is here.
No, he needs to be signed.
Oh no,
not one-off. I'm not interested in no more one-offs. He's had his one-off. He's been on the digital media exclusive. He now needs to be signed. He needs to be signed to a multi-year deal, and he needs to be backing up Sami Callihan. That's how you bring him in. That's what I think. And Mark is right. Why he's not signed is just bloody ridiculous. Just ridiculous. How can you not, find? It's a bit like the Eric Young scenario. How can you not find a place for Jake Crist on your roster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude could do anything. He could do anything. I've seen him in X matches. I've seen him in death matches. I've seen him in hardcore matches. I've seen him in technical matches. He could do everything. He could do everything. You're going to get a great match every single time. And now he looks great. He's in fantastic shape. He's in the best, place he's ever been in his life. And, you're going to get the best of Jake Crist right now. You need to sign him. Someone needs to sign this guy right now. And if you don't, what is the matter with it?
Yeah.
Just don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway, so moving on. Moving on. We then got Impact Wrestling, and we've got what we all think or feel is potentially going to be the last match for the Good Brothers for a little while. So we've got the Good Brothers versus Motor City Machine Guns. I think this is going to be their sort of kind of like, like you say, go home or goodbye match or whatever you want to call it. I think this is going to be a cracker. I've not heard too much about it, but I have a feeling this is going to be a cracker. What are your thoughts on this, Joe?
I can't believe that they've been together in the same company for about 3 years and never faced each other. When I heard that from Alex Shelley, that knocked me back on its own. Just thinking, Jesus, I sat back and thought, fucking hell, they actually haven't faced each other one team versus one team. They've been in 6-man tag matches against each other, but they've never had that 2-on-2. Mostly been Chris Sabin with Moose and Rich Swann versus Omega and the Good Brothers or something like that. We've never had Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus the Good Brothers. This match is going to be amazing. I really am looking forward to this. I wish this was on Victory Road. But this is going to be an amazing match. It's going to be one. If you want a reason to tune into Impact Wrestling next week, there's this match alone is the reason to tune in.
Yeah, definitely. And just a little response there. I just want to respond to Mir because I know he gets upset if I don't respond. Guilty by association. You can fuck that shit off right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moose. We've then got Moose and Macklin versus Decay. I'm assuming this is is about elevating, obviously, the Moose and Macklin sort of kind of friendship, or whatever you want to call it. What are your thoughts on this one, Steve? I'm just going to go turn my light on. What are your thoughts on this one, Steve?
It's going to be interesting because, for ages we were assuming it was going down a tag route with Moose and Macklin, and then you'll have Sammy and someone else show up. But the more it goes on, the more you do wonder if it is going to lead to a duo between Moose and Macklin. So this match could start the tensions between Moose and Macklin. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the seed sown of a split here, which will make the Barbed Wire Massacre an all for all kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
okay. So what you're saying? Sorry, I didn't hear all of it. So what you're saying is we could be looking at possibly a fallout between Moose and Macklin, which then Decay actually win the match.
Well, they slowly seem to be planting the seeds, don't they? Of there is tension there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. But when you're in a scenario of a tag match like that, against a team which doesn't matter to them, you would have thought that they would work together fine. I'm thinking that there's going to be some shenanigans, personally. I'm thinking
there'll be shenanigans,
I think Sammy's going to get involved.
It's not shenanigans with Sammy.
No, nothing's ever shenanigans with Sammy, is it? It's all proper right shit, man.
But baseball bat.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be definitely baseball pack galore. Are we going to see some of this? And the lights go off, and the score. So I don't know. I think there's definitely going to be shenanigans in this, and I actually would like to see Decay win. I'm fed up of seeing Decay lose all the time. And again, potentially that could happen in this match. So I hope shenanigans cause Decay to get the win on this one. Now we've then got another, like we were talking about earlier, Mike Bailey versus is it Mascara Dorada? Now, and it's an ex-title match. Again, like we talked about, I'm starting to get a bit bored of this. Just title match after title match with no reason for it to happen other than it'll be a good match. What are your thoughts on this one?
The only build to this really is that Mike Bailey's opponent won the triple threat match to get the title shot. Me personally, I'm enjoying Mike Bailey's matches so much. Whoever he goes up against, I'm just glad to see the match. But I do agree there needs to be some more structure now. Trey Miguel needs to get back into the picture, and Laredo Kid needs to get back into the picture, or something like that. Or Mike Bailey needs a serious rival like Kenny King. Or Vincent would be a good one too, to give him a serious rivalry now to build on towards Bound for Glory.
Yeah, I mean, or we need to start seeing maybe some sort of kind of like, creating number one contenderships, or we need to see Ultimate X match or something, or I don't know. We definitely need to see more than just every week a new contender for the title.
Because we had that a couple of years ago. We had that a couple of years ago with Eddie on the world title, and it only took him so far.
You just can't continue doing this.
No.
You have to get to a point where we have to create feuds, or we have to do something. You have to create a story of some sort. I know people say, well, the story is him, defending his title every week. That's the story. Well, it's a very thin story, and it gets to a point where it's not going to hold water much longer. That's kind of how I feel on the situation. I love Mike Bailey. I love all the matches. Don't get me wrong. They're all great matches. But I'm here, I want to see the match, but I want to have a reason for me to want to watch that match, not just because I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to have a
definitely.
reason to get into that match and go, I really want to see this match. That's kind of where I am with that one. So I'm just having a quick look, guys, at what you guys are putting in the chat here. And we've got, John's been putting in there that he wants to see Moose versus Macklin, last man standing. That would be interesting. I think this is just to have dream matches, is my guess on that one from Keanu, and he's probably right. But I just think we need to start getting away from that whole dream match scenario. Let AEW worry about that. And we set up great matches through great storytelling, not just because it would be a great match. The biggest, dumbest Melvin. Yeah, that's who set up this. But guys, talking about, we were talking about Decay just now, and interestingly enough, I think we had a message from a former guest that I wanted to just sort of kind of like throw out there.
Greetings and salutations from I, the never-ending nightmare, the death dealer of decay, Crazy Steve. And it is my honor, on behalf of Decay, to wish you, Impacted, congratulations on an amazing achievement, 100 episodes. So from me to you, here's to 100 more. And 100 more after that, 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 and then 100 more after that, and I hope you never stop, ever. I want you to keep going and going and going and going, and going, and going, and going.
Wow. Justice Crazy Steve turns up, and he obviously wants us to keep going and going and going forever and ever and ever. Bill turns up.
Oh, I had
Hello,
to make an appearance. Hello, lads.
Brother.
Happy 100.
How we doing?
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, it's always a little tough to make it during the time frame you guys are on for me over here on the East Coast. But definitely wanted to stop by and congratulate you guys. Great part of the team. 100. It feels crazy. It feels like I just started doing this not that long ago, and did all the Thursday reviews, all the different watch-alongs, and time flies, the throwbacks. But honestly, it was my first technical Bison. It was lost, but it was the first one I actually ever did. Was with you, the Tessa.
Yeah. The lost episode. The lost episode was me and Bill talking about Tessa Blanchard. It was funny because I think we it's actually out there now, isn't it?
It is out there.
Yeah, the lost episode's out there. So what happened was we recorded that episode literally, wasn't it like the Tuesday or something, or the Wednesday, and then all of a sudden it all went tits up, and we were like, I think we won't air that right now. I think we'll just put that to the back.
Yeah, I was like, let's see what happens, and it just got worse. So then it was never going to see the light of day.
Yeah.
It came up in conversation one time, and then it got released. So, but technically, that was the first time I ever actually officially did something on video for TNI. So I feel a connection to the UK crew here with Bison, who I've been lucky enough to see a few times in the States. So, but definitely great to see Joe and Steve, part of the team, the three-man booth here, doing a great job overseas.
There you go. We appreciate that,
Thank
buddy.
you.
We appreciate that. Thank you for popping in as well, because
Yeah.
J-Bone left us a lovely message, because unfortunately he was unable to join us today. But he did leave us a lovely message earlier. How much of the show did you get to see? Have you seen any of the videos that we've been sent over the?
I briefly saw a little bit on my phone. So I was checking in because earlier I'm like, okay, they're on, and I was watching a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, they're still on, so I can jump on now, because I was at a customer this morning that went way longer than expected. So now it's I'm glad I was at least be able to jump along. But I figured 100 episode, it's got to be a long one. It's got to be. You're not going to be too tight on this window today with all these videos.
No, we're getting ever.
What about the
ever
support from the
closer
wrestling
to
community for TNI-UK?
Exactly. But yeah, no, we've had 8 videos I think today. We've had Sam Beale, the Perminator. We've had Ashley Vega sent us in a video. Obviously, J-Bone did one. Becca, do you remember Becca? She came on. Big Guns John Burton sent us over a congratulations video, which was really nice. I'm trying to think who we had. Simon Rosting from Impact International PR. He left us a lovely message, which was really nice.
That was a nice one.
Obviously, Jake Christ, my buddy Jake Christ, who I have to say, his one was superb. Was really, really good, really well put together. It was very much like some of he put it together similar to his Wrestling Revolver promos, with the graffiti in the background and all that kind of stuff. He was telling me where it was when I went and saw him. He's someplace not too far away from where he lives, but he must have literally drove there to do the promo, which I really, really appreciate. And then, of course, you've just got the last one there was Crazy Steve, who wants us to go on and on and on forever, which is great. We appreciate that.
Well, that's why they call it total nonstop impact.
Well, exactly, because it just
Indeed.
never stops. We
Never
never
stops.
ever stop. So, but it's been great. It's been fantastic having this week. We've just been talking about some of the stuff that's going on tomorrow on Impact. Bill, what are your thoughts though? I'm interested to hear what you think on this, because where you sort of kind of sit on this one. We were talking about Mike Bailey and his X Division title run at the moment, and the fact that he's just basically having these dream matches every week for the X Division title. Now, it's great to see someone wanting to defend their title regularly, getting showing that he's the best, which is great. But I'm sort of kind of starting to get a little bit bored of this, right, who's going to be defending against next week? And it just literally being a match as opposed to any real build. There's no real feud. It's just basically two guys coming out having an X Division match. Where do you sit on this one, Bill?
I think it's something you can do for a while for a title, as long as you're not doing that all over the card. It's a good way to change up things. The X Division's a good avenue to be bringing in different talent, different styles. So I think, but you can only do that for so long. You got to build in a storyline from time to time. I think kind of what happened was he had that great match that everyone just raved about with Trey Miguel. And even though it wasn't an outsider or someone in the division, it was kind of a randomly put together match, qualifier, guy gets a chance. But then it was like, you know what? We can just do great matches as a storyline for a bit. So they kind of fell into that. I think it's getting near the end. I think eventually you get so many people challenging it and not getting the title. Obviously, you had the Kenny King. Like, you got to remember, there is the Kenny King storyline going on right now.
Yeah.
With him getting the title, but it didn't happen. So I think there is a backup storyline other than the number one contender kind of being out there. I'll take on all challengers. Remember, Josh had that storyline as X Division champion for a bit. So they've done this before.
Similar.
So once again, then it kind of he went after the world title. I don't think Speedball is going after the world title. I don't see it. Maybe he does an option C at some point, but I think I want to see how the Kenny King plays out. But I do get if it's a frustration from some people or they want to see more going on. It gets them on TV every week. It gets some new talent there every week. I think a lot's going to be determined at Victory Road. We'll kind of see what happens there going forward as we head to Bound for Glory for Mike Bailey. But I think it's got to be nearing the end. I think you can only do a storyline like this for so long.
It's going to come to an end of Victory Road, I think.
Yeah.
Scott
I
D'Amore's got
agree.
this
I
big
think
plan, and I think we're seeing Ultimate X come back.
Well, we've not had it for a while.
The last one was at the start of the year, so I think we're seeing it come back.
It would be good to see that maybe at Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
I certainly feel it needs something. It needs something at the moment because for me, as much as I appreciate the matches and I love Mike Bailey, but I just want to get more investment into why this match is happening and why I care about it. Because at the moment, every match that they put out, yes, I enjoy the match, but I don't care about it. In a sense of I'm not rooting for anyone particular. Like if Kenny won, I would have been like, yeah, great. If Dorada wins, it's not going to bother me. And I think that is the thing. I'm not invested in Mike at the moment because it's just a match after match after match.
And I think
I'm not too sure.
I think they try
to
build something with it, but it takes time. It takes time to kind of get that over. And I think a lot of people, like I knew about Mike Bailey, other people knew about Mike Bailey. The general viewer probably didn't. So it's a way to long saying like he's a great wrestler. Know that, and then we'll do a storyline. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. One thing else is Carson Nathan is asking. He wants to ask you, Bill, because he's already had my thoughts on the PWI Top 500. He wants to know your thoughts on Josh Alexander coming in at number 30. Now, I didn't realise that. I thought he was just outside the top 10. But
it looks like that someone corrected it later. It looks like it might be number 14. Mike Bailey may have been number 30.
Okay, so Mike Bailey was... Okay, so still, even out of the top 10, is that... I mean, what's your thoughts on that? I think it's ridiculous, but what are your thoughts?
I call bullshit.
Simple. Joe, I'm not going to disagree with Joe on this. I think anybody that's maybe watched going from my early days on TNI, there was a time where I think the PWI came out and then Tommy Dreamer wore a PWI shirt like the week or two after. And that's when they didn't recognize Impact as a world champion. Like that was still during that time. So I had a lot of beef with PWI in the past. You got to remember the PWI 500. Don't take it that seriously. It's like a Meltzer star rating. There's something, but I don't get obsessed with it. I honestly wouldn't have expected. I think Impact, he should have been in the top 10. Like that, you lose credibility when he's outside the top 10. I wouldn't expect him. Like I know AJ back during TNA was number 1 year. where it was like everyone was shocked, but he deserved it. Josh, with all he's been doing, not only in Impact but on the Indies with the title, that's got to go away. But if you're up north or down south, they're going to put a ton of credence into that, even no matter what the run is. So you're not going to get one of the top spots. For what PWI is, they probably should have had him maybe about. It'd been tough to crack the top 5 for them, just knowing what they do. So maybe about 6 or 7, but that he's 14. Yeah, that's definitely too low for a guy that pretty much had the title during all the period that they look at. And I know, like, they're mentioning, like, CM Punk, of course, like he was going to be there regardless, just based on what they do. So, but I don't put a lot of credence in it. Like, once again,
How can you put someone like Punk at number 3 when the reality is his 2 title reigns have been absolute bullshit? Like the last
to a combined reign of like 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, how is that even close to being in the top? That's not even in the top 10, sure.
But they're trying to sell magazines and make the people that they think watch the most, like the wrestlers they watch most, happy, and that's what that's about. Like they're trying to make those fan bases the happiest with these rankings. Because you look at Punk, he does no independent dates, and at times they say that matters, but they always change their argument for however they want to do these rankings.
Yeah, definitely. Can I just quickly say a quick shout out to Trent? Obviously, he's going to be here maybe a little bit longer than his marriage was, but it's great to see you, brother. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate it. Okay, that's cool. I think that's definitely answered that question. And I agree, ridiculous. He should definitely be in the top 10, regardless. Even 9.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they did that, at least they're showing at least some respect to the company for what they were. Because like I said, I wouldn't expect them to go overboard. But and honestly, I don't know if they put out yet, but when they put out the women's, what they do, top 50 for the women or top 100, I forget what they do for them. But if there's not a ton of knockouts near the top of that list, then that just tells you what that list is about too.
Yeah, bullshit, basically. That's exactly
Bison just took a giant bison on PWI, and
yes, agree. Definitely. Okay, so let's move on. So we're talking about Killer Kelly versus Alicia Edwards. We're going to have, I believe, we're going to get Tasha Steelz on commentary for this one. Again, I guess it's going to be another loss for Alicia, unless we see some shenanigans, possibly from Steelz and Savannah Evans. I know you've seen this match, Bill, so I'm not going to ask you.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a perfect time for me then to do a hot tag to TNI-US here to Trent and let him give you some proper kudos. But I will see you guys soon.
Oh, we're tagging out, Bill? Tagging out?
Yeah, we're going to tag out. I'll tag you in.
Thank you, mate. Take care, Bill.
All right.
Thanks for popping in. Appreciate
Congrats again.
Take care,
guys. Bill. I just wanted to wish you a happy 100 today. I'm out of town. I'm on the West Coast today, but just want to quickly pop in, say happy 100. It's 100. It's a remarkable feat, really. I didn't even register. I was like 100 episodes in. Remarkable. So
yeah,
congrats, guys.
Cool.
Cheers, Trent.
I think we worked out it's literally just under 300 hours of content.
Wow, that's impressive. That's a lot of hours to talk about Impact Wrestling.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, right, is that we've loved every minute of it, haven't we, boys?
Oh yeah, it's always good fun doing these.
Well, what impresses me the most is you got it's people who you guys didn't do podcasts before. You came into this with a new concept. We workshopped the concept initially for the Impacted series, like what it was, what it evolved to. So I think you guys have done a wonderful job in hitting a new market and also just expanding out the awareness on the other side of the pond. And also, you've built great relationships with a lot of wrestlers, indie wrestlers, like signed wrestlers, indie wrestlers, UK management teams, like domestic management teams. I think it's awesome, man. Great work.
Oh, thank
Cheers,
you so much. Really appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah.
It's been it's been a bit of a roller coaster at times. You know, I mean, we're talking about some of the great guests that we've had. I mean, we've had some lovely messages from some of the great talents that we've had on the show. I don't know if you've seen any of that. You probably haven't. But we had a lovely message from Sam Beale, Ashley Vega,
Wow.
J Bone did one for us. Obviously, Becca. I don't know if you remember Becca. She's left us a message. John Burton, Big Guns John, did a message for us.
John Burton too. Wow, very cool.
We had Simon Rothstein from the Impact Wrestling International PR team. He
Great
left
guy.
us a message, which was
He's
wonderful.
a big fan. He's a big fan of what you guys do. Simon is a huge
That's
supporter of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy. I was so chuffed when he sent us a message. Jake Christ did us an amazing message. Of course, Jake was going to do us an amazing message, so his was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. It was very much like a Pro Wrestling Revolver promo.
I didn't see it.
It's got like it had the with the graffiti wall and everything in the back. To do all his promos. It was really good, really nice promo.
Very cool.
And then of course we had Crazy off as well, which was a great promo.
Amazing.
So we've had some fun. It's been good. The chat have been going crazy for it today, which has been fantastic.
Yeah,
it's been a bangorama.
We've been talking about some of their favorite guests and some of the favorite times that we've had, and we were talking about the day we all become Gary. That was quite good. So there was we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun, and we appreciate you guys hosting us at the end of the day. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just some dude, right? I'm some dude that turned up and met up with Kyle, the scumbag, right, in New York in 2019. I ended up like popping on the show the same night. I came on the following night after going to the Impact shows at the Melrose. I think the Melrose Ballroom. I was over there all on my Todd. And before you know it, I'm doing character profiles and I'm turning up on the TNI review show every now and again and then all of a sudden I've got a show and I'm doing interviews and I'm talking.
You guys swing?
There you go. It's just insane.
No, I'm so proud of you, Bison, where you came from, where you are. Joe, who I remember, man, when we started, I mean, Joe was, he's become a seasoned podcaster now. I remember we had a conversation. You were telling me you were nervous and you were worried about how you came off because you hadn't done this. And look at you guys now. And then Steve came in and just completely stabilized that ship and then became this driving production force and love Steve's takes, on things like further analysis on things. It's just awesome. I think you guys have a great synergy amongst all of you. I think that the next 100 is going to be even better. Honestly, I'm excited for the next 100. So there's at least another 100 coming. So I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know.
At least another 100. At least. I mean, Crazy Steve wants us to keep going and going and going and never stop.
Going.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I do have to run, gentlemen. I'm at a conference, a business conference, so I have to run. But just wanted to jump in quickly and wish you a happy 100. And everybody listening, watching, hit the like button, share links of this show. Really put this one out. Let the celebration continue, guys, on this one. Let's really, really push this. Let people know how much. It blows my mind. It's been that many. I cannot even fathom that we've done 100 already. That's awesome.
Oh, must love Trent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thanks a lot, dude.
All right,
keep the party going. We'll talk soon, okay? See you guys.
Thanks a lot, Bo.
See everybody.
Take care.
Well, there you go, guys. So Bill's dropped in, Trent's popped in.
Bill and Trent.
I mean,
two more.
It's been a fantastic day, and it's great to see the guys dropping in and sharing their thoughts on the show and where we've come from, where we started, where we are now. And like you say, I think Courtney's been putting in there. This is the longest show we've had for a long time.
Yes. We knew it would go longer.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, it's really good. So it's all going ahead. I mean, Jeff's in the chat. Gary, we got so many people in the chat giving us congratulations and giving us their thoughts. I've been trying. I don't normally do this, guys, because I try real hard to make the show as seamless as possible. So I have to try and make sure that I don't get too distracted by the chat. But I've been really trying to keep up with some of the things that you guys are saying. I want to make sure I respond. Because
but for a one-off,
I've said it so many times that you guys are a very, very important part of the show, and I love the fact that you guys who get involved. It's really, really important. Courtney, Zach, Gary, Mir, Terrence, got Randy, Sam in the chat. I mean, Anna or Violet, sorry, Mir, Hakeem, all you guys, have basically been with us for the whole 100 episodes.
Yeah.
And more. I mean, if I missed anybody, I apologize because there's loads of you that have been with us for the whole 100, and we absolutely appreciate you. And please, make sure you share this. If you want to get some clips from it that you thought were particularly funny or you like, again, share it on the socials. The more people that watch the show, the better, because I'll tell you, it motivates us. The more people that watch our show motivate us to do more, to be better, to get get better guests, get more guests, come up with more ideas to give to you guys. So just keep it coming, guys. We really appreciate it, and thank you. But getting back to what we were talking about, Killer Kelly versus Alicia with Tasha Steelz on commentary. I'm pretty sure we're going to get some shenanigans in this one. And do we see Alicia Edwards get the pin on Killer Kelly because of the shenanigans? Or will we see maybe a DQ? Or is Alicia just going to get battered? What do you think?
I'm on Team Alicia all the way. I think Alicia Edwards is going to get the win.
I hope that's what happens, but I think this is going to be an after match thing. I think Kelly will get the pin, and then it'll lead to something after the match with Tasha or Savannah. But because we all want Lish to get something behind her. But I think we all know where it's going.
I think English all the way.
This at the end of the day is going to be a way of trying to drive this story forward, because obviously Killer Kelly versus Steelz is either a match that we're going to get at Victory Road or a match that we're going to get at Bound for Glory. So
I mean,
and it's a big one. It's a big one.
There's a reason as well that she asked Tasha to be on commentary.
Oh, that's mind games. It's all Killer Kelly's mind games. Even Gail Kim spelled that out for her when she questioned what she was on about. Obviously, part of me was I wanted to see what's going to happen to Savannah Evans during this whole story.
Yeah, I mean, Savannah. I wonder if Tasha will go out there with Savannah so that Killer Kelly's looking over her shoulder as well.
Oh yes, Savannah Evans is going to be out there, but down the line, something's got to happen between Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz.
There is no way that Steelz is not going to come down with her bodyguard. Absolutely no way. So that's definitely a thing, and that's what I'm saying. There's definitely going to be some shenanigans. Definitely. I forgot to say a big hello to Paul Nelson, who arrived a little while ago. So it's great to see you in the chat, buddy. Thank you for joining us again today. And also, moving on, we've got the Myers versus Gujar DMC title ladder match. Now, it's interesting, this one, because I'd heard big things that there was a ladder match coming. We thought it was going to happen last week. It then turns out that they had a match, which then has led to this match. So we've got two Myers Gujar, we've got a ladder match. Is this going to be I think it's going to be it's either going to be the first match or it's going to be the second and last match, I think, of the night. But it's quite a match heavy show this week. So I think this is going to be a great match, and I think maybe Gujar is going to win.
Yeah.
I think this is where Gujar is going to win.
You feel he has to, otherwise, I can't see what direction they can turn it in. And it's it feels like a match they should have at Victory Road as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, like you say, if he loses, then where do they take this story? And for someone who was undefeated for so long, he's picking up a lot of losses.
Yeah, the only way they can spin this is if they bring Matt Cardona back and he screws the match up for Guja.
Yeah.
There's a
because
possibility.
Matt Cardona was mentioned during the match he had last week with Brian Myers. So if Matt Cardona comes back and then like helps Brian Myers beat winning the ladder match, then they can move this to Victory Road in like a triple threat match or something.
See, again, we've got the foreshadowing Impact Wrestling storylines again. There is a possibility,
and we all like a three-way.
Yeah, we do, we do.
Miz saying that the ladder match is next week.
Yeah, the ladder match.
I saw it.
It's next week. It was 2 weeks on from last week, so it's next week before Victory Road.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about that next week then. But I think it's going to be a great match. I've heard some good stuff on that one. But we've then got OGK versus Alexander and Swan. This is going to be a tag title match. Now, I'm never a fan of this whole let's throw two dudes together that are mates or whatever, and let's have a title match. There's no real reason for this. There's no real reason for this one. So I'm not a fan of it. And of course, OGK are not going to lose. They're not going to lose. Or I'd be very surprised if they did lose. Let's put it that way. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one, guys?
Yeah, you've said it perfectly. It's two things it says is one, we don't really know what to do with OGK at the moment. We've got no challengers, and two, we don't know what to do with Rich Swan.
Possibly.
So it's a case of let's keep them busy for a little while until we get to Bound for Glory. But I mean, it'll be a great match. But like you say, it's where's the direction for the tag team division, and where's you feel there could have been a bit better direction for Rich Swan. Obviously, if Bandito wasn't sticking around, why did he lose that match?
Yeah, maybe. You could, yeah. I get what you're saying. What about you, Joe? What do you think?
Melvin's.
Is that what you think?
No, I think OGK have got this match won, and this is simply keeping the Honor No More story going. Rich Swan does need a direction. That if he has a good showing in this, I think he's going to get a match at Victory Road, probably versus Matt Taven or Mike Bennett or Eddie Edwards, and then that might affect the outcome. That might change something at Bound for Glory if Rich Swan beats Eddie Edwards at Victory Road, say, because Josh Alexander, when he ran down his list of challengers that he wanted, he went Rich Swan, Eddie Edwards, and Sammy Callahan were the top three he named up, and then he went on to Moose and Macklin and Mike Bailey. So I think it's if Rich Swan does a good performance in this match, then we're going to see something with Rich Swan and Eddie Edwards at Victory Road. But this is to really showcase that Honor No More and OGK especially are an established tag team, are no nonsense. If they can take out two of the top guys on the roster, and look, then it just once again shows Scott D'Amore that these guys are no joke, and he needs to stop overlooking them and start taking them seriously, and give Kenny King that X Division title.
I mean, the ideal.
I'm not letting it go. No, I'm
not sure.
All the way.
I'm not sure how. Okay. Honor No More. He's all about Honor No More, as Joe.
Yeah, I want to know which team are you guys on in the chat and here in this war? Are you on Team Impact or are you on Team Honor No More? I am sticking by my guy Eddie Edwards for the win at Bound for Glory. And
I have to say, okay, for me, right, I'm not on anyone's side, right, and I'll tell you why. Because I love Honor No More. I do. I think they're one of the best things that have happened to Impact this year. I'm a big fan of Vincent. I've loved the PCO matches. I think OGK are a fantastic tag team. And we all know what I think of Eddie Edwards. He's one of the best. He's one of the best wrestlers on the roster. His promo skills are okay. They're solid, but as a wrestler, he puts on great matches. And I enjoy watching his matches 110%. So at the same time, I love Josh Alexander and I love Rich Swann. I love all the Impact talent. But what it does make is fantastic TV. So for me, everyone's a winner. Whether you're on it more or whether you're, Impact side or whatever you want to call it, because I don't really think it's sort of kind of that way anymore. I just think what it makes is really good TV and some fantastic matches. And I'm all for fantastic TV and fantastic matches.
And yourself, Steve?
Yeah, I can't disagree for that. I think you've got fantastic wrestlers on both sides that offer everything you need for good TV. So it is creating a good product. So yeah, I can't disagree.
That's it. That's all we need to know, isn't it? At the end of the day, if you're enjoying the feuds, if you're enjoying the matches, and you're enjoying everything that's going on between it, it's doing its job. It's fantastic. It's probably what, for me, Honor No More are slowly becoming one of the best factions that have ever been. In Impact Wrestling. So whether you love them or whether you hate them, they're doing a great job. They are bringing eyes to Impact Wrestling. They are, because especially Matt Taven.
Matt Taven and
Matt Taven is great.
Have got a huge amount of influence backstage.
He's just got a massive following. Matt Taven has a massive following, especially with the ladies. A lot of the ladies love a bit of Matt Taven. So it's great to have him in there. And I just hope that they're all properly signed. They've all signed contracts. They're going to be with us for a while. I'm assuming that they're going to start putting titles on them that they have signed something.
Yeah.
And it could be, even if it's just for 12 months or, whatever. But they've signed something. They're not going to start slapping titles on people anymore if they've not got a solid commitment. Because I think the days of them doing things like that are now firmly behind them. I hope so, anyway.
You never know.
You just never know, but I hope so. But guys, one thing's for sure, you don't want to miss tomorrow night's show because I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We'll talk about the Myers and Gujar DMC title ladder match more next week.
I can turn it on anytime, Pat.
Come on,
no problem.
Because I saw it being advertised. I didn't know it. Maybe the date was different on the picture, so maybe I got that wrong. So I apologise for that if that's the case. Interesting. Like Gary's saying, he views Honor No More as Team Canada. They are heels that I love. See, that's probably where I'm at with that. That's probably where I'm at with that as well. I just think they're great. I love their music. When the music hits, I'm like, yeah, here we go. You're going to get a great match. So yeah, it's going to be good. Now, guys, that is pretty much tomorrow night in a nutshell for Impact Wrestling. Please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up, and also make sure you watch tomorrow night's TNI flagship Impact Live review directly after the show is aired via Twitch and, of course, on YouTube. Also, the TNI shows are available for you, or you listen on the go, fans, as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favourite shows. We are there. Guys, where can we find you on the socials? Let's just start with Joe.
You can follow me on Twitter at JOKEmptySpace. You can look for hashtag empty space, hashtag into the void, or hashtag daily giggle on Facebook or Twitter. And to tickle your taste buds and your sanity, but approach with an open mind and you'll keep it there, safe and sound, all guns, all good.
Okay, cool. Where do we find you, Steve? We'll get to Mark in a second. Where do we find you?
You can find me over on the Twitter at SimplySteve311 for everything Impact Wrestling related. Give me a follow and I'll try and follow you back. If I don't get straight to it, just drop me a message and I will get back to you.
And of course, if you're interested in following the Bison on Twitter, pretty much the only place you can follow me, at LordBison45. Go and check me out. I'm slowly approaching 1,000 Actually, I'm getting very close to 2,000. I'm only 200 away from 2,000 follows now, which is pretty impressive. I broke 1,800 this week, so thank you ever so much. If you are part of that 1,805, I think it is, followers, I appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you very much for that. You may have noticed, before we go on to the next bit, you may have noticed we've been joined by the one and only Uncle Mark. Hello, brother.
That was a long wait. If you know me, you know how fucking hard it was to keep my mouth shut for 18 minutes while Bison went through all that. So I just wanted to pop in and say, lads, cheers to you guys. Like 100 episodes. I don't know how many we've done, but you guys have kept this ship righted every week with just the three of you. And the show's gotten better and better. Incredible guests. I love what you're doing for the indie scene. I mean, you guys have become influential in your region hugely. Like that's fucking awesome. It feels awesome, right? Surely you're proud as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are proud. We are proud.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact,
It doesn't-
the fact. Sorry, mate. The fact that we've had people sending us congratulation videos on making 100, I think says it all, really. Especially some of the people that have. I mean, you know, with Sam and John Burton, Crazy Steve.
That was
Jake
nice
Chris.
to see, John.
Oh, mate, John's such a great guy. He was one of our favorite guests as well that we had on the show. So gracious and appreciative of everything we do, everything everything that goes on behind the scenes at Impact Wrestling. He sees all of that, and it's nice to know sometimes that people that are actually there let us know that the guys do talk about us and they do appreciate what we do, which I think is a really cool thing. A really cool
Absolutely.
thing.
I have one quick comment on the show. You guys were talking about Jake Christ. I would put John Burton in that same category. These are two guys that there's no excuse that they're not working in Impact currently. They're in Nashville all the time. Find room for John Burton. Jake Christ is well-traveled and somewhat local, I believe, right? He's 4 or 5 hours away. There is no reason we shouldn't be seeing Jake Christ. So that's really why I wanted to pop in, though, was just to say, guys, congratulations. What an awesome job.
Thank
here's
you.
200, here's to 100 more. And thanks for letting me pop on.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much for popping on.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Great to see you, Mark.
We appreciate you, buddy.
You as well.
Take care.
You take
Popping on
care.
us tomorrow night.
You never know. I might pop up.
Never know.
Okay, guys. I think it's great. We've had so many people coming on. We've had loads of lovely videos. It's been fantastic. We've had a real good time. But guys, listen, please take the time to help us out. If you love the show, to help us moving up on the rankings on YouTube, giving us a thumbs up. Really, really important. You don't realize how important these things are. Give us 2 thumbs up. Get your mates to give us thumbs up. We need thumbs up. If we get 230 people viewing, I want to see 230 thumbs up. So there's no excuses, guys. All it takes is a little push of a button. Done. Thumbs up. Done. Loads of thumbs. If you're new to us and you like what you've seen, I know it's a different kind of show today because it's a bit of a celebration, but please consider hitting that subscribe button. We really, it really helps us. We're doing really well, so please hit that subscribe button. And of course, don't forget to give the bell a tickle and squeeze, and of course, a smash to never miss any of the great content coming out from the TNI-UK and of course the US teams each and every single week. Joe, Steve, and myself want to thank you all, the TNI tribe and the Impact faithful, for supporting us this past 2 years, joining us live and promoting us on the socials, etc. As we have always said, this show is as much about you as it is about us. Thank you so much for joining us. But that said, don't forget, if you want to support TNI, there's always the super sticker, but also you can head over to the Spreadshirt shop and of course prowrestlingtees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Get all of your merch. And I tell you what, it's great to see people wearing our merch. It shows as well, as we did at Wrestle Carnival And of course, we did at the at Emergence as well. People wearing the Total Nonstop Impact merch. How freaking cool is that? Anyway, guys, with all that said, I have been Bison, and they have been the incredible Joker, and of course, Simply Steve. And this has been episode 100 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
We're Bison! We are Impacted!